I got to bring this up because I think we put so much, I don't know, not importance, but we look at old movies like they're all great and classics, and there are many of them that are. You know, Jaws. Jaws is an old movie now, and it's obviously a classic. A lot of those 70s movies turned out to be great classics. 2001: A Space Odyssey. That was, you know, even now though you watch that and it's kind of weird, but it was weird at the time. A lot of these amazing movies. So I was like, you know what? I want to watch an action movie. I don't want to watch a new one. I don't want to watch woke movies. So I'm like, you know, let me watch The French Connection. Like, oh, The French Connection. That's a cop action movie. Gene Hackman and Roy Scheider from Jaws, of course, were two cops, and they're investigating this heroin smuggling thing coming in from France, hence the French Connection. And, yeah, you could pop the volume up.
Get on the wall. What's my name?
Popeye Doyle. If he doesn't like you, he'll take you apart, and it's all perfect.
This is the original trailer.
Doyle fights dirty.
You want to take a ride there, fat man?
And plays rough.
Anybody want a milkshake?
Doyle is bad news, but he's a good cop.
We're going now. Bye.
How many times have I been down?
He just hassles black people, which is the best part of the movie.
Yeah. And hope that he would stay and tell me why he was so happy.
Like the trailer's cutting away that, like,
Who is it?
it looks like action packed.
What about the
It's
last
not.
big-time spenders? You naked? No, you? He's spreading it around like the Russians are in Jersey.
All right,
So
this
stick
mob
around
guy,
with the tail.
he's
Our friend's name is Boca, Salvatore Boca, B-O-C-A. Well, downtown, they're pretty sure he pulled off a contract on a guy named DeMarco.
Oh, that's not a drop. I'll open up a charge for you at Bloomingdale's. B-O-C-A.
Doesn't
I
mess
pause for a minute.
No.
Pause for a little bit. Action packed, right? This movie is literally, the entire movie is them tailing this guy. I swear to you. I'm like, oh, there's got to be something. There's got to be some, you know, action that could. It's literally like, all right, make a left. Ooh, he's making a left. This is crazy. I had this impression in my head that the French Connection was this, and believe me, Rotten Tomatoes and everything, it's in the 80s or whatever the fuck. It's remembered and revered as one of the premier cop action movies of the 70s. And it was boring as fuck, just a bore fest. And look, I don't need amazing chase scenes and everything. And there is a chase scene in this. It's Gene Hackman chasing a subway with a car on the elevated train. He's chasing it, and that's like the action part of the movie. That's what they kind of pushed as the action part of the movie. Here he goes. This is in Brooklyn, I gather. It's the elevated line over, I believe, 86th Street. And this is a guy that was trying to kill him, so he's chasing him now. And then there's a chase in the train while he's chasing the train in a car. Shoot that guy. No vests back then. That guy's fucked. Still safer back then than it is now on the New York subway. So he just and this goes on forever. And it's just yelling Gene Hackman, get out of the way! Get out of the way! Come on! Gene Hackman yells in everything he's in. There he is. See, he's just yelling. Yelling Gene Hackman. And I guess the guy, and then the most interesting thing about this is hearing later on, because I think I think it's the somethingth anniversary of this movie coming out. 40th, 50th, something like that. Like, this is pretty, the chase wasn't bad. And then when you realize they didn't fucking have, like, the proper permits, that no safety equipment, They just let these guys drive like maniacs with cameras on the cars and followed it down 86th Street. So, like, that's interesting. So, the movie poster itself fucked the whole movie up because he kills the guy. Find the poster. This was the definitive French Connection shot. Anyone who thinks of the French Connection, you look at this movie poster picture, and it's absolutely the number one memory you have of the French Connection. This is what was in all the ads. This is all. He's shooting the guy in the back. So it negates the entire chase. There's no thrill to it because it ends with Doyle shooting the bad guy in the back and killing him on the subway stairs. There's another bad guy, and it goes on after that. But I don't think it was good to let everyone know that Doyle eventually kills this guy, and the whole chase isn't compelling. You're not worried about anything happening to Doyle. You're not worried about this guy getting away or getting the upper hand. He gets shot in the back on the subway stairs. And this, like I said, this is the definitive picture of the French Connection. It was in the newspapers during when it was in the movie theater. This was the picture for the French Connection. Like, oh, he kills the guy. What a dumb thing to do. It's the only kind of thrilling moment in the movie. Everything else is fucking boring in this. It's literally two guys following cars and then on sidewalks walking through. And the only thing interesting about that is the gritty, grimy, shitty New York that you see in those clips where they're following people. There's one where you actually see Popeye Doyle, Gene Hackman.
Is that the bad news guy who's a good cop?
He's bad news, but he's a good cop.
Oh, okay. I get
Yeah. and you see him talking on a payphone or some shit, and there's the World Trade Center behind him, half built. It's literally, I'm like, holy fuck. It's still that orange color of the beams and everything. And one tower is about maybe halfway up, and the other one's about a quarter of the way up, and they're building it, and it's like, you might as well just throw your tools down and go home, guys. The Arabs are going to fuck that whole thing up. Or whoever did it. Who am I to say? But it's a perfect example of a movie that we kind of thought was a good movie. And I bet at the time, because I was trying to picture sitting in a movie theater of the day and watching that. People went to the movies like once in a blue moon. It was a night out. And then you walk out of there just kind of going, oh, yeah, that wasn't very good. Or did they go like, oh, my God. He won the Academy Award that year. Gene Hackman won the Academy Award that year for Best Actor. I believe the movie won for Best Picture and Best Director also. 1971, I believe. The Academy Awards might have been 72 because they do a year. I don't know.
Best Picture, Best Actor.
Best Picture, Best Actor, not Best Director?
Best Writer.
Writer.
Best Directing.
Oh, okay.
It was nominated for everything.
Best
nominated.
These were nominations?
Oh,
think so,
shit.
yeah.
Wow, I thought they were really doing well. But I think Hackman won for Best Actor. Yeah.
Winner, Best Picture. Winner, Best Actor. Winner, Best Director. Winner, Best Writing.
Dude, that's the
Winner, Best Film Editing. And nominee, Best Actor Supporting Role.
Those three things, actor, director, picture, is like the holy trinity of, that's the triple crown. That's winning the fucking Derby and the Belmont and the Preakness. And I'm like, what the fuck? It wasn't good. It just wasn't good. It's Gene Hackman as everything Gene Hackman ever plays. Watch the Poseidon Adventure. We got to go up to go down. We got to get to the bottom of the ship to get on top. Get out of the way. He just yells. He's not that good an actor. But, like I said, rose-colored lenses. I guess we watch these old things. We have this fondness for the older There are scenes in this, mind you, that are very good and very funny. At the beginning, they chase this guy down, this black dude, and when they catch him, they just start beating the living shit out of him. They're punching him in the face and kicking him in the balls and interrogating him against a brick wall in a broken down project. And you're like, holy shit, here you go. Yeah, Gene Hackman was, maybe that's why he won the Oscar. He was playing a Santa at one of the Salvation Army things. Now look. Imagine this video. 2 NYPD cops were seen today kicking a black man and punching him in a Santa outfit. They'd be suspended, fired, whatever. Now they drag him back here.
Come on, man. Give me a break. Please. Come on. Ain't nothing, man. Break your ass. Come on.
He's cuffed.
Come on.
And they're dragging him.
Get out. Stop it. Get me. Stop it. Will you stop it? Come on, man. Stop it. Get over. Come on.
You think this would be good today? This guy would be a millionaire, and they'd be fucking in jail. Popeye Doyle was arrested today for assaulting a black man, an unarmed black man, handcuffed.
What's his name? What? Answer him! No, man, no. Hey, no. Is it Joe the Barber? Joe the Barber, right? No. That's who it is, isn't it? Now, don't give us any shit. What's Joe's last name? I don't know, man. You know, I know
Good cop, bad cop.
25th Street, man. About the barbershop. What side of the street do you live on? North or south? North or south? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm asking you what side of the street he lives on. Hey, shithead. When was the last time you picked your feet? Huh? Yeah, what's he talking about? I got a man in Poughkeepsie who wants to talk to you. You ever been in Poughkeepsie? Huh? Have you ever been in Poughkeepsy? Hey, man, come on, give me a break. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me hear you say it.
They're just fucking with him.
Have you been in Poughkeepsie? You've been in Poughkeepsie, haven't you?
Why does it look like Roy Scheider's
I want
wearing
to
a
hear
yarmulke?
it. Come on. Yes, I've
You've been there, right?
Yeah.
You sat on the edge of the bed, didn't you? You took off your shoes, put your finger between your toes, and picked your feet, didn't you? Now say it!
Yes.
All right. You put a shield in my partner. You know what that means? God damn it!
God damn it!
All winter long, I gotta listen to him gripe about his bowling scores. Now, I'm gonna bust your ass.
This is
those
Gene
three
Hackman
guys,
acting.
and I'm gonna nail
I
you
swear
for
it's
picking your
just
feet.
yelling. And they're like, well, that's an Academy Award right there. Gene Hackman yelling. He's got to win the Oscar. Did Gene Hackman win the Oscar for The Poseidon Adventure? And if not, who won that year? I believe The Poseidon Adventure was 74? 73? Say 72, right? Motherfucker. What was it?
He did not win.
Oh.
He won the BAFTA award for 73.
It was 73.
Yep.
What won against him?
Okay, 1 second.
Who won Best Actor and what movie was it? 73. I'm going to say MASH. No, I don't know. I don't even know. I think MASH was like 71 also.
Here we go. Best Picture, The Godfather.
Oh, a little film called The Godfather. How did I not know that? That was the same year as The Poseidon Adventure? Who knew? We're going to take a cruise on a ship that goes upside down. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, well, there you go. Gene Hackman wasn't yelling at that. It was Sonny Corleone was yelling. That's who. There you go. Well, anyway, I wanted to pick this up because this guy kind of reiterates the point I was making. Who's this? Leon, what's up, man?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Hanging.
I just recently watched Streets of Fire starring Michael Paré.
Oh, Michael Paré and
my
Willem Dafoe.
fucking God.
Willem Dafoe was the bad guy in that one.
The bad guy, and Rick Moranis was the little misogynistic douchebag.
Yeah,
And he's the only thing
yeah.
that kind of made the movie interesting. Michael Paré was the worst fucking actor.
He was
in the 80s,
terrible.
man.
He was
beyond
so
terrible.
big in what was that one?
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
1 and 2.
And then he was also in the Philadelphia Experiment.
That's right, the Philadelphia Experiment.
Yeah. He was the shit for like 10 minutes, and he was
real.
terrible.
Every movie was Michael Paré.
Michael Paré.
What
And he
a fucking
sucked.
awful douchebag.
There he is.
He's
Michael
terrible.
Paré. Streets of Fire. Oh, yeah. What's her
God.
name's in it?
Diane Lane.
Diane
and they had
Lane.
That fucking sledgehammer fight at the end.
They have a sledgehammer fight. And isn't the girl from Pee Wee's Playhouse in it too, the blonde?
Yeah, the little blonde chick.
The little blonde
from Pee Wee's
chick.
Playhouse.
And then there's, what's his
Stoney
name?
Jackson. Don't forget about Stoney.
Yeah, Stoney. And then
great
also
Stoney
the
Jackson.
band. They got the
Yes.
band with, what's his name? That black dude.
Robert Townsend.
Yeah, Robert Townsend.
Bubba Gump is in it.
Bubba Gump is in it.
And I forgot who the other black guy was.
And they got that hit song out of it.
Yeah, which I actually thought was an entire black group. Turns out it's a fucking white dude.
It's a white dude, and it was
It's a
all
white dude.
black dudes in the movie moonwalking and shit.
Yes, I said for years that fucking song was that black group. Turns out it's a white guy. It's fucking bamboozled me.
It's like Robert Townsend was so fucking had a hit song. Jesus Christ, dude, so fucking funny.
Shit, man. Thanks for taking my call, Ed, man.
No problem, Leon. Thanks, man.
Yeah, brother.
He brings up such a great point. Also, with Streets of Fire, you'll notice they used the same streets and shit as Back to the Future, but they built an elevated train set over one of the streets to make it look, gritty and city-like. But you can look, they didn't even change the door on one of the things. It's the door to the gym, to the workout gym. Remember the girls are doing the aerobics in the 80s? And then he goes back to the future, obviously. And you could tell the door is the same, and it's the same door that you see when they're having the sledgehammer fight. Universal backlot shit, But oh my God, some of those movies that you just think are so awesome. 80s is full of them. Like Leon made a great point. The 80s is full of movies that you watched 1,000 times, loved them, went to Blockbuster to rent the videos to watch it again and again, and then it just turns out they're so utterly bad, and somewhat still entertaining for nostalgic value. Because to see Willem Dafoe dressed up like that with that hairstyle and shit, when you knew Platoon was just a couple of years away, pretty funny. We went through this thing. I guess it was supposed to be a renaissance in the 80s of movies. And the 80s movies are amongst the most dated movies to watch. You watch a movie and you go, oh, 80s. For everything from the soundtrack, like synthesizer, shitty synth, everything sounds like Adamant or fucking Thomas Dolby. Just terrible 80s music. The clothes and hair are laughable. I've said it before. The 80s thought they were the look of the future. Like the 80s were the 70s impression of what the future should look like. It's like, oh my God, with the shoulder pad, like old B sci-fi movie clothes, and the hair with the girls and paint that just went like this, and like, oh, people are going to be doing that in the future. Look, it's the 80s, it's the future, they're doing it. And then by the 90s, they went, no, your future's gone now. We're going back to fucking flannel shirts and jeans. Fuck your dumb future with your shoulder pads and fucking Chinese writing on clothes. Everything ought to look like Blade Runner. Neon lights and fucking Chinese writing. That was the future. I tell you, they've come close because it is the future now. Chinese writing, and maybe they were on to something. They were a little before their time for what the future would look like. Who's this? Jim from the great state of Florida. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? I was just going to say there's one movie from the 80s that I watched again recently that I hadn't seen in years, and it actually was held up pretty well.
Yeah.
The Outsiders.
The Outsiders. The one version of the Brat Pack in full force. You got Emilio Estevez. You got Tom Cruise. You got Charlie Sheen.
Matt Dillon.
You got Matt Dillon. You got, what's his name? Patrick Swayze. Yeah, that was a killer movie for the time.
Yeah, that was a Coppola movie. I think that's probably why.
Yeah. Francis Ford Coppola movie. And I think because it was a period piece, it can hold up because it was made in the 80s, but they couldn't portray, Ralph Macchio too. They couldn't portray it like the 80s. Diane Lane from Streets of Fire. Rob Lowe, the kid toucher. And Patrick Swayze, of course, from Roadhouse.
There was another one that came out around the same time, which I thought would hold up just as well.
Rumblefish.
Called The Wanderers.
Oh, The Wanderers.
It did not hold up.
Now, I watched that recently, and because that was one that was always on the cable service way back when you used to get, they would send you a guide in the mail, and it was this kind of shiny pamphlet. And you'd open it up, and there was a little thumbnail of the movies. And there were only maybe 6 movies the whole week that were going to play, and they played them over and over again. And it was on, I had a service called Cinema 100, and it was a box on your TV. It had a key like NORAD, and then a switch, and you could watch these movies, but it was nothing on demand. Like you had to watch it when they put it on.
Yeah, we had the same service. One was Spectrum, the other one was on TV.
And Wanderers was one of the big movies that we watch all the fucking time. Now, pause it right here. That girl right there that you see in the black, they're dancing. They're doing the Popeye. Right there, you know who she is? That's Big Pussy's wife from The Sopranos. That takes over the auto body shop. Yeah, as a kid. She's very young in this. But that's her dancing around. Little trivia for you. And then what's his name? What was his name? He was a big fucking star too for 10 minutes back then. And Karen Allen, who is just adorable in this, as she was in everything until the remake of or the last Indiana Jones she was in. And that guy. And then Meat from Porky's. Might remember him. He was in every movie back then. They went elbow titting. They'd walk around and tell a girl, "Excuse me," and bump into her and grab her tit. You go, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me." And it was a way to cop a feel. You got any sound on this? No?
The Dell Bombers.
The Dell Bombers. Now, I heard every time I watch a movie, especially an old movie, I afterwards I do a little research on it because I like knowing what was going on behind the scenes. Leave the kid alone. And apparently, they changed a lot of shit with this movie because The Warriors had come out right before it. And they were afraid of gang fights in the theaters because The Warriors spurred some gang violence in some of the New York City theaters, and gangs would get together and run in and fuck people up. So they were like, we can't really push the gang aspect of this thing, but the whole thing is supposed to be gangs. So they went into other things like the football game and then I looked up this gang. They were the Wanderers and the Fordham Baldies, which was the fat guy, and they all have shaved heads. And then there were these weird people, Ducky Boys, they called them. And they were and there was an actual gang called the Ducky Boys back in Brooklyn, back in the day, the 50s, early 60s, I would guess. And they were all under like 5'6". They were a bunch of short, mean Irish motherfuckers that would fuck you up beyond belief. They were known to just be really violent Irish fucks that were twisted, a little weird. So they portrayed him as being very, very strange in The Wanderers. But they were all supposedly gangs that actually existed. They puff it up for television or movies, and like they did here. But I didn't find the Wanderers. If I could get back to you, Jim, I didn't find it a bad movie. It was dated.
It just didn't.
It didn't hold up
like The Outsiders did. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, you could watch The Outsiders. Like I said, The Outsiders is more of a period movie where you could kind of watch it, and it's a pretty basic story when you think about it. The low class versus the upper class, and all that shit. But The Wanderers, I think it was filmed very well. It had a lot of action in it. It was a little weird, and it did have moments where. That one guy who was kind of in love with he got Desby, who is the girl from The Sopranos, got her pregnant, and the father of her is a mob guy. So you're marrying the girl, and that was it. And I think The Wanderers was more this end of that whole thing, that whole era, because he even at his engagement party or his whatever the fuck it is, he runs out because he thinks he sees Karen Allen, and he peeks in a club, and it's like a beatnik club. And Bob Dylan, this silhouette that is Bob Dylan, is playing The Times They Are A-Changin'. And it's like, all right, this is the end of the whole 50s bang-a-dang-dang shit. So there was that aspect to it, which I think they portrayed pretty well. So I don't know. I think it held up better than you're saying.
Well, the soundtrack was good. It just it wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah, no. Hey, look,
I liked it when I was a kid, but
open
when
to
I
interpretation.
watched it again, it just was like, what was I thinking?
But that's fucked up. Like, I liked it as a kid without really understanding what the movie was about. And then when you watch it now, you kind of more understand that there was an underlying meaning to everything that was going on in that movie, even though it was played off kind of goofy at times and stuff. And that scene where they have all the different races coming up with different racial names in the classroom, pull that fucking part up. Wanderers classroom race discussion, maybe, or racial epithets, or
now I gotta watch it again.
That's hilarious. They're sitting there, the teacher's trying to teach them a lesson. Here it is.
Richard Gennaro, man. Barry LeGuardia. How you doing?
How you doing?
Listen, I want to thank you for helping us out. Anytime you need anything, just let me know, all right?
What's that guy's fucking name?
Richie. Richie, I got your homework.
I think you got to go forward a little until the teacher starts writing on the board. See? All right. Go back. Yeah, this is maybe. Oh, no, that's when he takes his hat off. Okay, keep going until you see the teacher. There he is. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Sharp, man, you see what Zucchini just did? Shut up, stupid. Hey, you gonna make me, motherfucker? Come on, let's go.
Pretty funny, because old movies.
All right. Settle down.
Old movies got away with shit like this.
Both have detention. Oh, Mr. Sharp, man.
Damn.
Mr. Sharp. Now, them white boys here, they's getting obstreperous.
Obstreperous.
Who you calling obstreperous? What do you think, man? Watch yourself, man. Anybody know what week this is?
It's Brotherhood Week.
That's very good, Stitch. Now, who wrote this?
You did.
Hey, Lincoln.
All right. Maybe a little forward. Yeah. Go a little more forward. Italians. All right. And the black guys. Yeah. All right. I think this is probably good. Sorry. It's a good clip. Just didn't have it queued up. Colored.
What's the matter, Stitch? Don't we have a group to suit you?
Oh, no. I'm an Eskimo.
Hey, Flavor, all right, get me some Eskimo pie? Okay.
Why get rid of why he just wrote that?
Colored Italian. Or is it colored and Italian? Is that the way your old man talks, huh? The colored?
The colored.
How about you guys? What do you say after school? Italian?
Come on, man, let's talk some straight talk.
Why would
Let's
a
call
teacher do
spade
this? Call a spade a spade.
Okay, let's talk straight. Give me some names. Come on.
Nigga.
He comes out with the number one. The number one. Right off the bat.
Greaseball.
Yeah, that's right. You tell.
Jungle Bunny.
Swamp Guinea. Handkerchief head. Mountain Wop.
Yeah.
Boogie. Coon. Dago. Watch your mouth, boo-boo.
Spear chucker.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna chuck a spear up your ass. Hold it, I can't write that fast.
What is he doing?
Okay, is that it? That's all? We ran out of names pretty fast, didn't we?
No.
Okay, what did we learn here today?
Anyway,
Mr.
you can
Tropes,
pop it off. They obviously start fighting because you can't do that. But like you can't do that in a movie these days. You'll get fucking killed. And especially in real life. Imagine a teacher doing that. A teacher brings up anything. You always hear about teachers being fired and they go, oh, they were discussing slavery. And the teacher was saying, now, if you were a slave and you were the, fired. Boogie, spear chucker. Hilarious. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, man. Here it is. Chris, what's up?
How you doing, Anthony? You already stole my thunder with the chalkboard scene, but I was going to say you never see that today. But what you might see in this pathetic culture is The Warriors as a remake because it was the most unrealistic gang movie ever. Show me a violent street gang with black, white, and Hispanics all in the same gang.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it was a very diverse gang, the Warriors. I guess that was their greatest strength, you know? They had a black dude, a Hispanic dude, a rapist, and a twink poofter. So, yeah, French Connection sucked. It was a very boring movie. I don't know. There was more of a slow burn thing back then, I think. I really do. I think as time went by, we've become so dependent on quick action. You gotta grab people very quickly at the beginning of a movie. You can't take too much time to build characters or anything like that. People just they don't have much of a the ability to stick with something, concentrate on any one thing, and they need flashes. Superhero movie. Ooh, look. Ooh, he's going to land like this. Get up, and it's going to be awesome. Sometimes it is. I get it. But that slow burn thing. But French Connection went way beyond slow burn. Literally following people. That's the movie. Following people, and then some funny scenes where they harass minorities. But that's about it.